Okay, welcome back. This is Siriusmed. Today we will talk about anesthesia machine, and this one X45, which is mid-range, built with a 10.4-inch touchscreen and fully controlled by the knob and the touch function. Built with 6 tube flow meter, which acceptable for the low flow anesthesia. So before we go into the detail of the user interface, we will talk about machine features. We can start from this side, which will be the 6 tube flow meter mechanical control, and built with 3 gas type: oxygen, air, and naturals. And also have the York system for oxygen and naturals. But we still have one more space for an actual option. Maybe it can be a oxygen, air, or naturals, depends on. So we're trying to make our anesthesia machine as customized. So which means you can configure the machine yourself, like you're buying a car. And the power switch is hiding on the main surface, so you cannot do it by an arrow, but only switch it. And when you switch on the machine, you will get logo and also the backlight for the flow meter. So it's simply easy to read all the flow rate during the operation of the doctors. And also we have a top light, which provides the working table for doctor reading and the writing. Looks nice, right? The user interface is nothing special, but the functional or the features can be option to upgrade it as a high-end machine. We option with the chant function, which is available for 24 hours chant about the patient monitoring, and all the data can be switched, so you can monitor the 24 hours change of your patient. But I think usually for an operation 24 hours maximum. I don't think any operation can last for 1 day or 2 more days, so 24 hours is good enough. And for ventilation mode, we can also have different mode. For now, we configured with PCV, VCV, and also SIM-VPS. And the PRVC is available for here. Maybe in the machine we will say it's like a PCVG, which is pressure control volume granted. We can also option that. So we can upgrade the whole machine as a high-end to meet most, maybe 19% of the operation use. And okay, now we are ready for operation. So of course we need a vaporizer if we have that one. And the vaporizer mounting manifold is standard for Slatetic compatible, and we also can option with Jagger plug-in. 2 vaporizers with interlock system for safety. And we will need a flow rate a little bit, low flow, maybe 600 per minute, 600 milliliters, and then we select the volume control, conform, and all the parameters we need. 5 PIP, and okay, the bellows is fulfilled already, so we can start to ventilation. All the monitoring data will be displayed on the main user interface, and we can get more by monitoring. So we can get the monitoring data, and also if you need loop, like PV loop or PF loop, we can simply to touch the waveform, and then we get PAW volume flow waveform and the loop. So now we get PV loop and the FV loop, and we can also simply to change back to PT and FT waveform, which is more useful. And okay, so we talk about absorbable system. Yeah, there's nothing special for the back arm, support arm, and everything's there. And also every pressure gauge, adult bellows, APL valve, but you can feel the click. So even I close my eye and I want the shutting, I can get the shutting because of the click. And one key switch for the manual and the automation. So I don't need to switch the manual here and then touch to select the manual mode, because I can simply to switch it to get the manual mode. Convenience. And inspiratory check valve, oxygen sensor is all standard here. And we have the absorbable system. And the benefit for our machine is all of the anesthesia machine in Siriusmed was bypass design, which means you can simply to take the absorbable and no leak happens. Then you get the caution, no absorbable. It's like what you want. It's less serious, or maybe an arrow. And we can put it back after we fix the absorbable, and then absorbable comes back and we can reset it. And by the operation use, usually we'll get some condensator, like the water trapped on the bottom side of the canister. Then there is a pot. We can simply to remove the pot to drain the condensated water out and keep using the absorbable system. And also during the bypass, we still have one more design water trap here to trap all the condensated water in the absorbable system to be here, and we can remove it to drain out. But maybe you will think about why we need so much condensator protector for the machine. Do we have heater system? Yes, of course, and even better. The universal, or maybe the original or the popular design for the heater system was just heated the area like here. Some of them using the heater wire for the whole body, but usually for the whole body heater wire need the mantle material for the absorb system, but we are using the plastic, so it's like a ABS plastic. So if we are using ABS plastic, so it's easily to getting heat, but how to keep the warm. So actually the most important part for heater to avoid the condensator is the inspiratory port and the expiratory port. So we put the metal part on the bottom side of the inspiratory and expiratory, and also the bellows bottom side. So all the water can be trapped and it can avoid the condensated water. So no water or no condensator will be trapped in absorber system to make an error monitoring data. So it's a top safety design for the patient. And I don't want to say if we just heat it here and transfer the heat to the inspiratory port or expiratory port, it's bad, but think about that. If you just heat it here and the heat need to be transferred to here, so how much you need to heat it here? 15 centigrade? 16 centigrade? Okay, maybe you will say if we use the metal one, but think about that. When you're doing the autoclave for the whole absorbable system, usually it is done by a nurse. Okay, if in your country the nurse is always strong, so that's okay. I will show you how to remove the whole absorbable system and how easy to do that. Okay, firstly, let's go standby. Sorry, it's here. Go standby and we get the caution and we cancel the standby alarm. And then let's move the machine and okay, we need to remove the absorbable system. Firstly, remove the only one connection from the main unit to the absorbable system. That's oxygen sensor cable. Then after we remove it, we just need to simply to turn the click and then slide it. Oh, it's an arrow performance. We need to look it before we remove it. Okay, now it's easy to take it out. We're building all the monitoring data and the monitoring or sampling tubing in the connection here, and all O-ring and it's made in silicon and it's trustful. We cannot drop it easily because it's not a ring. It's not only a ring, it's like a tube, so it's not easily to get loose and very easy to install. Then we can simply to sliding, and it's normal temperature here, no heat. Even I touch, it's not the system like 15 or 16 centigrade. Then we just put it here. Okay, put in the right rail and sliding. Of course, a nurse, a cute nurse can do that. That's it. Okay, so if you are very interested in our machine, please just check the website and see you next time.